right? What are you doing? You're working your ass off. You freaking, how do I put this content together? What do I say? You're expanding in all the wrong ways, because if you're not building on your strengths, you're actually hurting your business, because learning, nothing wrong with learning new skills. Do you want to spend the time with your family, or do you really want to know how to put up a fucking website and learn a new skill? So, sorry, just to finish it. You'll know whether it's right. I know whether it's right for me to expand is when I hit certain thresholds, because I know the possibilities of what my business can do. I can do it, as Eben Pagan would say, in a napkin. If you can't do it in a napkin, you can't do it at all. Because I learned this concept from Eben, decision tree and decision framework. If you can't put it in a napkin, my business can make $100,000, and if I'm at 80% capacity, and therefore I need to do something else if I want to grow or spend more time with my family, that's cool. Then you have a problem, okay? You need to break it down simply. And once you hit the decision threshold, the second thing for expansion, and it's very important, is what do I expand to? Another location is something you've got all the methodologies and ideas and the training. You don't need to learn those skills, right? You're making money. But if you're going to expand to creating an information product, building an app, doing all sorts of stuff, I'm not saying that's bad. I mean, that's the future, and maybe we'll even talk about that. But you've got to be crazy or insane, because you're not expanding anymore. You're actually contracting. If you think about it, you're not spending 80% of your time in your gym to make your money. Okay, you have to give up a whole lot of stuff to get there, right? And if you're only building one app, and you're willing to give up all your time to expand to the new business, you've got to know that you're going to take a big hit in your business, right? So the question is it really worth it? Are you going to take your existing skills to help you expand, or are you going to a territory that's really going to kill your business? And I see the biggest problem everyone has with my SEO clients is that they're expanding in all the wrong things. They're expanding in building products, building technology. For fuck's sake, building 5 websites drives me crazy. Because now they're expanding in the sense that I'm going to get so much traffic and take over the world. You know what it takes to go and manage 5 websites? That's a stupid example, but just to prove a point, I do this all the time. I take on more than I can handle. I totally screw myself. Made a vow this year. I'm going to expand when I know this is the limit of how many SEO clients I can take. I've reached my limit. Boom, I'm only going to take on a certain number of SEO clients if I like them and the relationship works and through partners. I'm done. I'm expanding on business equity only on the basis that I'm going to come in and do traffic and lead generation. And if I can't do that, I don't have to learn anything new. You know? Then I can expand profitably, fast, and I can spend time with the family. If that makes sense.
Yeah. That's good.
Well, from 2000, from the beginning of times to 2003, there was so much information. From 2003 to 2008, information doubled. And it's doubling, the information is doubling every 3 years. So there is no way your human brain is capable of trying to figure out every single thing. In a day that there's things like Elance, Fiverr, things that you can go outsource to people who, that's what they do for a living. You can't go sit behind a computer like I do it 100 times. Like, you can't sit behind a computer and try to go learn everything out there. So you got to figure out what is your strength. And if I was a business owner, and for me, it's all about relational. This is something that a computer or robot can't do. They cannot, connect at an emotional level. We need to meet people, we need to shake people's hands, and not hide behind your computer and outsource all that crap and don't get a shiny object syndrome. I mean, you said it right on there. If you look at Jeopardy, who's like, we were at Brendan's events, me and Damien. Who's like the best? Who won? Who's the all-time Jeopardy champion?
Pure.
Yeah. You saw that?
Yeah.
They built a computer and they put the two winningest champion of all time from Jeopardy against the computer, and the computer whooped them. Which means that whatever information you want is out there. You can't process it, so you might as well build a team and have them, have delegate all that kind of stuff, and you focus on big strategy. As far as expansion is concerned, like I said before, I look at it as, is it worthwhile first? Now, and also look at it another different way. Expansion is different from expansion. And let me tell you what I mean by that. You can have an expansion, which means that you're going to increase your overhead for by a bunch and get a whole new facility. Now you got to pay $10,000 in rent. Or you can say expansion that, you know what, you can just try something out. And if it doesn't work, worst case scenario, you lose $500, or you lose $1,000. But if it works, the upside of that might be $10 grand a month. Now, what do you have? What is the gain to lose ratio on that? What do you have to gain? What do you have to lose? Like in Chicago, we expanded a little faster than we wanted to, but we really didn't lose like hundreds of thousands of dollars. It was like we tried it out, it didn't work. Okay, now we consolidate. But if it did work, we tried out 6 locations, 4 of them took off like really, really, really good, and 12 not so good. But the 2 that didn't, we didn't lose a lot of money on. At the most, $500 a month, $1,000 a month. Now, the ones that did make it, and we took a chance on, and we're making 6 figures. You see what I mean? So what is that ratio? What is the risk to reward ratio? Now, if the risk to reward is, it's a really high risk, well, if there's no, let's try it.
Know your numbers. Warren Buffett.
What?
If you don't know the score, you can't tell the winners from the losers. So you basically need to know all your different numbers. As Sam said, if you want to expand, what does that mean equipment-wise? What does that mean staff-wise? What does that mean opening hour-wise? Where you want to spread yourself is who's going to run your operations, because you've got to be the Lord Mayor then going between one, but you're going to have to spend more time in the second one, but then the other people are going to be like, where are you? So you've got to have some way of keeping your relationship open with those people to do that. Is there a market there? Is it the same sort of location as where your current one is? Meaning, have you got access to your schools if you're looking for the train that runs? Have you got access, you near the motorway? Is there more traffic? Is that area in the same money sort of territory that you have there? What's your competition? Who's your competition? Who's direct? Who's indirect competition? Indirect being Weight Watchers, cosmetic surgery, all those different things. And who's your direct competition? How many minutes would that location people have to drive to get to that? Is it far away? So look at all those different things, and like I've looked at a few different locations in town. Now there's no parking in town, so now I'm thinking about, okay, they've got an hour lunch, so it might be 10-minute walk. What's the companies around? How many gyms are around that area? So you've got to basically things. And here's something there I learned from someone there. Sam's house is a lovely house. But one thing I learned, I was talking to Norma, and she was saying where she lives, and I said, well, London is there. And she says, well, we're here, I think, 2007. And I says, well, what's the thing? Well, we made a fuck up. We only came to look at the location during the day. We couldn't smell the cow shite at night. Meaning, so you'd have to go there and look at what's the traffic during the daytime, what's the traffic, meaning car traffic, how busy. Go hit them locations at multiple times during the day, because you don't know when there's a lot of cow shite or there's a lot of lads hanging around in that area, or zones that people won't, they won't know. You don't know, basically, but I'm saying it's like any location. Don't just fall in love with it. Like, basically keep your critical sort of thinking, your strategic sort of brain. Don't fall in love with the romance.